Welcome back to our Birdhouse Dynasty Show updated Dynasty running back rankings episode here for you live today, September 25th, 2025. So it's been a while since we did our running back rankings update, about a month here. And so now it's time, once we've seen a few weeks of action, to dive into the rankings and give you a little update just to get you the feel of where I feel like some of the guys are headed dynasty wise in their rankings. So that should help you when you're evaluating trades and who to go for, who to deal away, what can help you win your league, what can help you tank and get the 101 next year for Jeremiah Love, right? Okay. So let's bring up the board. And we had old Ashton Genty there on the cover last time. As you can see here from our Patreon. And so tier one, back a month ago, we had Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Ashton Genty. So now, based off of what we've seen so far this year, I am going to be moving Ashton Genty down. It is just too obvious that this Las Vegas offensive line is just not cutting it. And I am moving, yes, I am being aggressive here. I am going ahead and moving Jonathan Taylor up to number 3 on the board because, well, it is point scoring season and I'm trying to win games. And so that's where I'm at on Jonathan Taylor. Now I am going to move Saquon up to tier 1 because he's also a massive point producer. And then we're going to move down to tier 2 here. We're going to keep Achane there, Omarion Hampton right there at 6. And then we will change Jonathan Taylor to Ashton Genty. So this is just based off the market. Basically, it's gone extremely cold on Ashton Genty. Nobody's trading for him. Nobody's trading him away. Because if you drafted him at the 101, you certainly don't want to just go ahead and give up on him right now. But yeah, the market's just simply gone cold on him. And yeah. Now you can see where these rankings are. I had Quinshon Judkins still at number 11. I was basing it off of the fact that I figured he would be back at some point this season. And sure enough, that is where he's at. Now I'm just making sure if there's anybody else I want to jump up higher into these rankings here. James Conner, we're actually going to have to move down. Scadaboo up. Trey Benson up. All right, so now it comes down to how high do we want to jump these guys? All right, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to move Bucky Irving up to 8. He hasn't exploded yet this year, but I think he's done enough to show us that he is here to stay. He's getting the volume. Not many touchdowns, though, yet this year, but I think we should see those soon. All right, now I am going to be aggressive, like I said, and I'm moving Quinshon Judkins up to number 9. He is really hot now off of his 2 weeks so far playing. Week 1, he had 61 yards on 10 attempts, but week 2, he had 94 yards and the touchdown against the Packers D, and that's enough for me to move him up. Now, we have Breece Hall that we have to fit in here somewhere. So what I'm going to do, yes, like I said, I'm being aggressive here. And so, yeah. I'm going to move. This is based off of what market is showing us right now. And I'm going to move Christian McCaffrey up to this tier right here. Okay. So basically, I still have McCaffrey ahead of Derrick Henry just because, well, he is a year or two younger. Henry could outlast him, honestly. And then you have Travion Henderson, who are just waiting on to explode. And so that's really all it boils down to now. Breece Hall, I think we're going to slide in here at 16. We're going to drop Chase Brown because I don't know what's going to happen there with the Cincinnati offense, and we're going to slide Trey Benson right up in here. Trey Benson now gets to take over in Arizona. The market's hot for him, and so forgot about James Cook. Let's see here. So think here. Chase Brown, I'm going to move down to, yeah, let's do that. Where James Cook is, we're going to slide Chase Brown in there. And we're going to move James Cook up to, yeah, right here. I think that James Cook has proven himself that he is here to stay. I was not high on him coming into the season by any stretch, but I think that we're in points producing season and we need to be realistic with these guys. Now, Caleb Johnson hasn't done a thing. Travion Henderson at least has been on the field, so I think this is a fair assessment of where to put Travion right now. Now, Caleb Johnson, I think that is a fair 1-for-1 where Trey Benson was. There we go. That was easy enough, maneuvering them around. So you see how guys have just jumped like crazy, and now we got to move Jalen Warren and Jordan Mason up here. So let's see who we can slide down. Scadaboo's got to move up. Okay, so Brian Robinson, Joe Mixon, and James Conner all have to come down. And so we'll put Cam Scadaboo right here based off of age and opportunity. I know I don't love the Giants offense, but so we're getting rid of Brian Robinson, Joe Mixon, and Connor. Okay. Move Brian Robinson down here. He is one of the better handcuffs, so that's fair. Keep him right here. Of course, he got traded in this time frame. I had him ranked up there as though he was with Washington. So fair enough. Now we're going to move Jalen Warren, who's sort of taken over that backfield, and Jordan Mason up. Now, Jalen Warren can slide in here at 25, I think. And Jordan Mason can take over for his teammate. Aaron Jones. Now, I don't know that I want to move Aaron Jones too far down, but he also is super old, and I don't know where to put him here. Najee Harris, we can move him out. So we've got Aaron Jones, who will be back this year. We'll slide him in right there. So injuries definitely playing a part in this. There's Zach Charbonnet. Okay. Jalen Warren. We'll put who was it? Joe Mixon in here. Maybe coming back at some point this year. I'm not betting on it, though. We've got Najee Harris there. Now, Najee is done for the year, so might have to move him down. All right, we got to move Javonte up, Dobbins up, ETN up. And Woody Marks somewhere down here. We got to move him up. Okay, so let's take Javonte Williams. And we can slide him up. Let me think here. I did skip over somebody. Okay. So we'll put Javonte Williams right up in here. I think that Javonte's got a great opportunity to at least do what, at least do what Rico Dowdle did last season. So Javonte is out of here, and somebody got a James Conner. That's who. All right, now let's see who we want to move up yet. Travis Etienne. Okay. So Etienne definitely needs to slide up. He's taken over in that backfield of Jacksonville. Now, Bashal Tutin's gotten more work as well, so we got to keep that in mind when we're moving Travis Etienne up. I don't want to move him up too far. Let's see. Travis Etienne, who is going into here, he's in his final year. I don't know if he'll be back. Sort of in no man's land like DeAndre Swift, but he's definitely playing better than DeAndre Swift. So I think I'm going to replace them there. Okay, DeAndre Swift. I think, well, Monty had a good game. I think he's better than Pacheco at least. DeAndre Swift. Pacheco. I will put Pacheco in here. Now, actually, we got to put Corey Krosky-Merritt in there. There we go. Then we'll put Pacheco. There we go. Now we'll change Brian Robinson to 34. Tracy to 35, Aaron Jones 36, Ramondre 37. There we go. And I'll change the numbers for these guys. Let's get Krosky-Merritt out of there. Down here, wherever he is. Okay, I didn't even have him in here. Must have forgot about him. Okay, now Ollie Gordon, I definitely need to move up. J.K. Dobbins, I totally don't trust, but he's still got to get moved up. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins can go in right behind Pacheco, I think. So we'll have to do that again. Okay. There we go. Tyron Tracy. Aaron Jones. And Ramondre. So, what do you see when we get into these middling ranges here? They all sort of fall into a similar bucket, right? Now we're getting to 39, 40 for Braylon Allen. Tajay Spears, who should be back here soon with an opportunity to increase his value. Joe Mixon, who knows? Najee Harris definitely won't be back this year at least. Caleb Johnson just tanking his value. Jaden Blue not doing much. James Conner out for the year. Rashad White probably could move him up. Dobbins will not be in here. Okay. Tank Bigsby, of course, being traded to Philadelphia, so we'll change that. Still a good handcuff opportunity. I think Will Shipley might have the upper hand there, but, you know, we'll give it to Tank for the... Actually, you know what? I'll move Tank down because that's just unfair to Dylan Sampson. Sampson's actually been on the field and shown something. So we got to slide Tank Bigsby in down near the bottom somewhere. Let me see if I can replace someone that hasn't done anything at all yet. Yeah, we'll put him in for Keaton Mitchell. He has unfortunately not seen the field. He's been a healthy scratch quite a few times there. Now, just a couple of slight adjustments. I do want to move Woody Marks and Brashard Smith up ahead of some of these clowns. Let's see. Brashard Smith for Jarquez Hunter. Actually, I'll put Woody Marks first. He's been getting increased looks or snap share and increased work. So both... Actually, hold on. Need to put Ollie Gordon in first. My bad. Ollie Gordon. Then Woody Marks. Then we'll do Brashard Smith. There we go. Now, we can get rid of Ollie Gordon here. Put Jarquez Hunter in. take out here, put Jalen Wright back in. And we'll add Jeremy McNichols in here, who is getting some opportunity in Washington now that Austin Eckler is out for the year. And so we want to make note of that. Jaleel McLaughlin is out, and we'll put Tyler Beatty in here, who's the third stringer in Denver, just in case he gets the opportunity. There is something decent there. Taj Boyd. You know, Audric Estime doesn't even have a team, so let's get him out of there for sure. Let me see who I may have missed so far. Where is DJ Giddens? I love DJ Giddens as a handcuff. One of the top handcuffs you could have right now, honestly, with the way that Jonathan Taylor's playing. If he were to go down with injury, that would be a huge, huge land for you. Okay, we'll get Jerome Ford out of there. And we'll put Jerome Ford down here. Cleveland. And we're going to take Roshan Johnson out of here. Yes. And put Kyle Monungai in. Because he would get an opportunity right now if DeAndre Swift were to go down, and so that seems to make more sense. Eli Mitchell doesn't have a team, so we're going to slide Roshan in there. Okay, I don't want to mess around too much with these late guys. I think that we got through the top end players and their adjustments. Those are the most important ones. So you can see who the top 30 guys are, top 40 guys. Those are the ones that you actually can plug into your lineups on a daily basis. I got all the injured guys for the most part out of that top 40. You still have Aaron Jones in there, who will be back. He just has a hamstring thing. But in the meantime, Jordan Mason is looking to smash. So that's good for his tally. Let's see. Isaiah Pacheco. Yeah. All right. We'll keep him right there. Okay. So there we are. We're going to save this and keep this for you. And you have the opportunity to look this up right now on our Patreon. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like and subscribe. You can subscribe to the Patreon for just $3 a month. You get all my rankings updated as soon as possible. I don't get to them every single week, but I try to keep them at least once a month up to date. Now, there's plenty of other places to look for simple rankings, but mine, I like to do a show so I can go over how or why we may have moved up or down certain players. The biggest movers really, honestly, are Jonathan Taylor and Trey Benson right now. Those two guys, Jonathan Taylor, as a contending team, that's the guy you want to have now. He is looking like last year's Saquon Barkley right now. Not necessarily as a 2,000-yard rusher, but just saying as a consistent producer week to week with that Indy offense. If he stays healthy, Taylor's going to end up with monster numbers this season in that offense. It's running as a smooth, oiled machine with Daniel Jones behind the helm. And they're a top 5 offense right now. You can't deny the numbers. They're there, and that's what they're doing. And you want to react and get on top of it before it's too late. Same with Trey Benson now. Note that James Conner always had a huge volume share there. And it's not like DeMarcado or Bam Knight are going to come in and take over 30 to 40% of the carries in Arizona. It's going to be the Trey Benson show, and you need to act accordingly. The dude is built for a 3-down workload. He's 6 foot, 220, 4.3 speed. I mean, he's the prototype running back of today's NFL. And so go ahead and if you are a contender and you have a late first, I would have no problem going after him for that. The worst that can happen is he sucks and he's barely worth a second or third. The best that could happen is he gets bumped up to being worth like 2 firsts and he's smashing. So we'll see. A lot of that would depend on touchdowns happening in the Arizona offense. So we'll see if they can stay as like a top 12 offense. They're right on the fringe right now, but that Arizona offense is always tricky, giving us problems with Marv and Trey McBride stealing a lot of looks there. But those are the receivers. We're not worried about that right now. But there you have it. There's my running back rankings. Thanks for joining us today, and take some action. Remember, never stop working.